Welcome to this month's newsletter tutorial. One thing I'll tell you real quick is that the file size for this tutorial would have been too large if I left it as one file, so I've broken it down into two for you. One thing you can do is switch to a new window and begin downloading part 2. That way it'll be ready for you when you're done with this part. So this month we're going to talk about brushes. Brushes are one of the techniques in Photoshop that I feel really help you accomplish a lot with little work. One of the things I love about Photoshop is finding tools that allow you to create complex, deep effects that look like they took a long time, but often really didn't. The brush tool is one of those tools where I think you can do that. So, select the brush tool, and you click on the options bar, you can get the basic brush palette. You'll see master diameter setting, hardness setting, and a brush tip shape in the bottom here. These are the simple settings. A lot of people don't know that if you choose Window Brushes or hit F5, you can open up the Advanced Brush palette. This palette's got the same settings that we just saw, but it's got a lot more. So if I click on Brush Tip Shape, let's go ahead and select the brush we'll use for this tutorial. It's called Grass. Click on it. You've got the same diameter setting here, you've got hardness down here, but we've also got some more. See that we have spacing, and we've got a live preview area so we can see an illustration of what our brush may look like. Leave spacing set around 40%, diameter about 135. Then we're going to move on to shape dynamics. There's a lot of settings in this options area here, and if you have questions on them, I suggest you check out the Photoshop help file. It's got a good description of all the settings. I'm just going to show you the ones that we're going to use for this tutorial. First we have size jitter. I'm going to set that at about 15%. Minimum diameter is set about 22%. Angle jitter at 8%. Roundness jitter at about 20%, and minimum roundness at 25%. Next, scattering. This is what really gives us some of the random effects that we're going to need in this illustration here. So scattering I'm going to set about 200%. Count we'll set at 3. Count jitter at 42%. Finally, we're going to use color dynamics. We're going to set hue jitter at 10%, saturation at 21%, brightness at 40, and purity at 0. This isn't going to give us some more random effects. It's going to sample our foreground and background colors and give us some random colors in the illustration. You'll see how this works in part 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end part 1 here, so you can switch to part 2. What we're going to do is use the brush that we just created to create a simple golf scene with the appearance of a golf ball and some rough, and use the brush to create the grass for us.